This is Ogredaski of WeAreChange.org, and I'm joined by Chris and David from Modern Knowledge. Now, many people haven't heard of Chris and David, but Chris and David, what are you guys working on? And can you tell us more about Modern Knowledge?
Well, modern knowledge was something that Chris and I started talking about a couple years ago. We wanted to find a way to get crucial information out to people, information that we were passionate about, that's not really being covered by the mainstream media here in Canada. And so it turned into us putting together a series of events that took place last year. We went to 12 major Canadian cities. We went in an RV and drove across the country, and we brought speakers from literally all over the world. And they all
What are some of the speakers you guys are working with?
well, on this upcoming tour that we're doing in August, we're going to be featuring Nassim Harriman, Alex Gray. We're actually up at his art studio here in outside New York. And we've got Dr. Carmen Bolter joining us in BC. We've got Marty Leeds, so he's going to be focusing on the subject of numerology and comparative religious studies. We've got Dr. Edgar Mitchell is going to be Skyping in. Be kind of an interesting discussion. Chris, you want to add some more there?
Yeah, we actually, for the first time ever, we have Tom Clearwater. He's out of Saskatchewan. He was the philanthropist that donated $1 million to Stephen Bassett's Citizens Hearings. He's going to be doing his first ever live presentation on scalar humanity and his vision for humanity's future.
And of course, I'm going to be speaking there as well through Skype because I'm banned from Canada as well. But I just heard about these guys, Modern Knowledge, and they have a very interesting philosophy. I know, David, you bring a lot of your martial arts kind of training, and it was interesting to hear from, and I think you guys will appreciate it as well, the kind of philosophy of not just resisting head on against an enemy, but kind of using their energy against them, and instead of reacting, to what they're doing, acting in a certain way that would also benefit everyone non-violently as well. Can you kind of like tell me about your philosophies, demonstrate it in some kind of way, shape, or form, or just expand on it a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, I run a full-time martial arts facility. It's been something I've been doing my whole life. I've been passionate about it, and I felt that when I looked around at what was going on in the world, all this decay socially, politically, and in every other way, that we're missing those core values, those core moral principles, as well as understanding how to address this issue. A lot of people live in a space of fear and anxiety. They don't have that foundational belief in themselves. They don't have that confidence. And I felt that the philosophy, I guess the perennial philosophy of the warrior tradition, when you really look into it, it's really about empowering the individual to know when to make a stand, to know when to act, and how to do it morally. So it is exactly as you explained. It's the non-aggression principle, where you're not trying to cause violence. You're not trying to go out and actively seek some kind of physical revolution or anything like that. You're looking to use strategy, and you're looking to use the force of the enemy against them. So that's what I think, in a sort of a conceptual idea, we can apply to what we're facing today. So if you want a couple examples.
Just to make it simple, okay, Chris right here is going to be the New World Order, Big Brother, New Illuminati, the NSA, surveillance state, the police state. He's going to be all of that, right? And now David's going to represent the people resisting the tyranny, just average Joe. So visually, how do you guys think that we should approach the problems that we're facing today, physically, visually?
All right, well, I'll just show you a basic concept here where, when someone's coming in with like a hard pushing technique, they're coming on you hard, which is what we're facing. You can either push back and use resistance, or you can use their force against them. So just a basic idea would be if...
Just a basic illusion. Chris, just imagine Chris is 10 times bigger than David, because that's really what we're facing, and is strapped with a bunch of money in his pockets, and is just like ready to go with a whole army behind him. So just imagine Chris has that, and then David is you, the people.
All right, so if he's putting his hands and he's putting constant pressure, I can either put lots of my energy and force to try to resist him, or
which you won't be able to, because Chris is 10 times bigger than you.
He's way bigger, he's way stronger, so we just want to turn. We want to redirect the flow of energy and put him in a position where he can attack. And another thing about martial arts that's really unique is about problem solving, and that's something that we need to do as well. For example, if say Chris is grabbing my arms from the back, he goes around like, imagine you're hugging my arms, Chris. Yeah, exactly. So we're in a position where we have to try to move and get some leverage. You can try to struggle, but he's going to be too strong.
So this is taxes, regulations, new laws. Right here around David's stomach.
Exactly. So what you're just going to do is move yourself out of the way, and you're just stepping behind your partner here, and then you're just forcing them down to the ground. Very easy, nothing fancy, and it's using the principle, as again, of non-aggression. I didn't start the fight, we didn't start the fight, but we need to finish this fight, and we have to do it in the right way.
Down goes Big Brother. but no, I like the philosophy because it's about redirecting some of the negative energy that's being thrown to us and not acting negatively at the same time. And I think a lot of key components in kind of protest or resistance has been, let's meet force with force. Let's meet them in the streets. Let's face off with them. Let's battle off with them. You know, we have to fight back. But in reality, Chris is 10 times bigger with a lot more resources, a lot more money. But David does have a lot more people behind him. But again, it's about using it ethically, but also wisely at the same time. Do you guys want to expand on how do you guys see things in Canada going? How do you see the things of the state, and how else does modern knowledge kind of get into what you guys are trying to do?
Yeah, well, all these independent reporters like yourself and all the people around the world that are all backing each other up and supporting each other in this fight against Big Brother. That's great. That's awesome on the internet. That's awesome using social media as a component of that fight to raise awareness and to raise everybody's knowledge about that subject. What Modern Knowledge wants to do is take it the next step further and not only just do events, one-off events. We feel that social media is a good way to get people to understand a topic, but also bringing them together in a safe place, a comfortable place through our events across Canada unites people in a very unique way that can't be achieved through other means.
And I would just like to add that I think that it's underestimated, even in Canada, how integral we are to what's going on with this push for the New World Order. And we see that, you know, we're here with former Defense Minister Paul Hellyer, and he just released his new book, Money Mafia, and he was exposing and speaking to us even privately about some of the issues that have been going on in Canada for a long time. We're just as oppressed by the big central banks, and we have our military embedded with the military-industrial complex, going overseas and putting money and time and energy into that. And so here I think there's a lot of strong, good people in Canada that want to see change. I think there's people all over the world that want to see this change. And so what Chris and I are trying to do, you know, we're just regular guys, we're fathers, we're husbands, we're passionate about what freedom and what we want to see happen in the future. And so we just said, let's take it to the road and see if there's other Canadians out there. And through that process, we got contacted all over the world by people that were really passionate about this. Yeah. So I got to say, I'm very optimistic about what's to come.
And people really like the personal connection that our events bring. It's bringing people together in a community that all have similar values and all have similar core ethics. And from our events, we get emails after our event, and it's just the actual interaction between total strangers actually develops into something that's proactive in the community, and they take that and move it forward themselves as individuals, and it's an amazing thing to see.
Beautiful. So it's like independent sovereignty, but also cooperations on some levels, as well as bringing in the whole martial arts philosophy, which David has been teaching me. So watch out, New World Order, I'm coming. But check out the Modern Knowledge Tour. The link is going to be in the description below. Really interesting guys doing really interesting work as well. Thank you again so much for watching. If you thought this video was interesting, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. We're going to have a lot more videos coming your way.